Watching news at Prime. Let's bring you this now. The African National Congress in the Gauteng province convening a Provincial Task Team Lekgotla. And this is part of what the organization describes as ongoing program of renewal and governance reflection. The meeting, which is attended by ANC Leagues, including NEC members, it aims to address service delivery challenges and key organizational priorities, amongst others. Let's speak now to the ANC Gauteng spokesperson, Mzi Khumalo, who joins us now. Mr. Khumalo, good evening to you. Thank you for your time. I just want to go straight to the theme of what you are convening under here. It says the theme of the year is that of decisive action to fix local government and transform the economy. And just on that part, fixing local government and also transforming the economy. Can I talk to you about what we have just witnessed in Ekurhuleni Springs? There is digging there. People are saying that they are told there is gold, and they are literally digging possibly for the better part of the day. Here's a question. The ANC says councillors, ANC members must be embedded within the community in order for them to immediately flag issues that affect or can affect the community. I suspect part of your discussion is to deal with matters like that. Where is the ANC in Springs right now?
Good evening to you, Polly, and good evening to your viewers at home. Indeed, we are in the 2 days Lekgotla, at which we will be dealing with matters that I will make reflection to. But starting with your question, it relates to a commitment. You remember the ANC made a commitment of 6 pillars in which the action plan had to be developed by municipalities, and pillar 3 speaks of reconnecting with the people of the municipalities where we're working, and therefore it is our expectation that as we are in this Lekgotla, the African National Congress should be in the communities where this incident is taking place. And I want to say that I would, after this interview, make some follow-ups to get all the facts as to, particularly from the ward councillor, because this is happening in a particular ward, so that we know what exactly is happening. And we're going to be working together with those communities to ensure that we address some of the challenges that would be coming out of this activity.
Babu Khumalo, it cannot be, sir. It can't be, and I hope you're not thinking I'm ambushing you here. It cannot be. The ANC says it's a leader of society. You can't. This is after 1 week. You should see that place. It was a kraal, and 1 week later, it looks nothing like a kraal where animals are kept overnight. You are holed up in a meeting as leaders of the ANC in Gauteng, and there is a crisis like that is taking place. The people who are doing the digging there are showing signs of aggression that law enforcement had to pull out because they fear that this could actually escalate into something completely unexpected. Surely that should be the priority. There's poverty, and people are thinking that they're going to find gold in order for them to go and sell it. Who is buying this gold from them? Are you not interested in that as leaders?
I will be lying if I say we cannot be interested in such, and that is why I'm saying to you, I do not want to come here and spin doctor the fact that is happening on the ground. I am saying to you, surely the ANC's commitment and what we said to our councillors is one of the 6 pillars that we gave to them, is that they ought to operate within the communities that they operate on. And I'm making a commitment from you to say that we would be following up the matter to find out where progress is and how best we can tackle this. One of the good things, of course, is that in this particular meeting, we've got the Minister of Police, Firoz Kachalia, who's part of the Lekgotla. Definitely, we will be taking this matter with him to ensure that at the end of the day, it receives the priority that you are making reference of.
Let's talk then about one of the key pillars that you spoke of, the 6 pillars, and it's the economy part of it. What is going to be done, or what are the plans to try and get people into jobs? Because what you are seeing in Springs talks to exactly this, the lack of jobs.
As you can recall, the 6th pillar is about the economy, where we are saying that, we're committing ourselves to build an inclusive economy. What are we expecting from different local municipalities that are here? We've got all the regions of the Gauteng, or all the municipalities of Gauteng that are part of this particular Lekgotla. We're expecting them to give us a report back insofar as how far have they created environment for investment to take place in the different local municipalities. We're expecting them to also tell us what kind of a support we've given to the SMMEs that are operating, particularly in the township. One of the challenges thereof would be how then to ensure that we reclaim the spaza shops that became at some point the heartbeat of our economy in our local areas, and particularly in the township. And insofar as cooperations are concerned, have we encouraged many of the different sectors, particularly women and young people in this regard, and have we supported them in their different initiatives that they're taking place as such? We've seen our townships in particular where there's been a wave of growing of malls that took place in our township. Yes, indeed, they are contributing insofar as job creation and insofar as bringing certain commodities closer to the communities. But are they contributing to what we are calling the township entrepreneurship? Are they expanding that on its own? So we're expecting the number of our leaders that are here to give us a report insofar as that is concerned.
Let's talk about the intervention, therefore. I'm glad you mentioned that the Minister of Police, the Acting Minister of Police, Firoz Kachalia, is part of your meeting, because then that ties in perfectly with my next question about law enforcement intervening in not only Springs, but Sporong. There also has been issues of these illegal miners, the zamazamas. Those are the most violent. They have been in and around Gauteng. How desperate are you as the leadership of the ANC to see members of the South African National Defence Force hitting the ground to make sure that this is rooted out? Because the Minister of Minerals, Gwede Mantashe, says millions of rand in lost revenue as a result of the illegal activities of illegal mining are lost to the country.
For some time now, as Gauteng, we've been tackling the whole question of illegal mining in our areas, because we know that illegal mining, it's not only about digging illegally and getting the commodities, those commodities illegally, but it's also contributing towards generally crime that is taking place in our communities. In all communities where the illegal mining is operating, definitely the issue of crime would be increasing. And in particular, our women, our mothers would be the victims of such. To that extent, we have been engaging particularly with the Minister of Police, Comrade Kachalia in this province, and also the Office of the President. We're happy that the Rand West City Municipality, through its the executive, led by the executive mayor there, was able to also bring the issue forth to ensure that there's an intervention, particularly on areas like Sporong. To that extent, the president has announced that an intervention by soldiers working together with police would be taking place in Gauteng and other parts of the country, in particular in Cape Town, amongst others, not only to deal with the question of illegal mining, but also to deal with the whole question of gangsterism that is taking place in our township. And I can tell that initiative that you just made reference to, that is taking place in Springs, would be part of the issues that we're going to be dealing with. The hijacking of buildings that is taking place, particularly in Johannesburg, for instance, which also contributes towards crime, will be some of the areas that we will be tackling insofar as that intervention around gangsterism, crime, and illegal mining are concerned. If you go to areas like Mirafong, there are certain schools that have been affected and clinics that have been affected because of Zamazama is taking place next to them. And the end results of that is that there will be disruption of community life through criminal activities that are taking place as such.
Yeah. Finally, I can't miss this opportunity. You are the MEC of Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs. It's part of your portfolio. It's quite a big portfolio that you lead because it includes e-government, research and development. So municipalities are exactly your line of responsibility. What is happening in Springs that immediately puts the city of Ekurhuleni as part of it? You also have Ekurhuleni officials that are going to be vetted, as I understand it, this week. The city of Ekurhuleni, or should I say the Ekurhuleni municipality, clearly has come up as a flashpoint for the leadership, not just of the ANC that you speak for here and now, but for government. Do you get a sense that there is weak leadership in Ekurhuleni? And if you agree with that statement, when do you plan to change some of your leaders? Do you have confidence in your mayor right now?
Today, I'm now a former MEC. I'm no more in that portfolio, as you will recall. Immediately after elections, that portfolio was given to the IFP in the province as such. But going back to the questions that are critical, I think you are raising, you will recall that Ekurhuleni came to be what we know it today, not by accident of history, but because of the initiative that was put in place by the national government, the establishment of the Madlanga Commission and the ad hoc committee in Parliament. What is happening in Ekurhuleni is just but the starting point of the situation that we're expecting in a number of municipalities, insofar as illegal activities are taking place within our institutions are concerned, particularly as regards the security establishment and intelligence establishment, but also as it regards corruption generally. So I would say that from where we seated as the province, the other municipalities must be expecting that revelations that are happening in Ekurhuleni will be happening all over all over the municipalities as such within the province as it is. It is generally not the reflection of the leadership of Ekurhuleni. No, it is the reflection of a systematic institutional reflection of the challenges that municipalities are faced up with, particularly as regards to corruption. And one of the things that has brought forth is that we've got to take it seriously, this thing of the background checks on those individuals that comes in our municipalities seeking jobs and presenting themselves as people that can be able to do that those particular jobs. So, generally, to be honest with you, that's a problem that's existing. It's a systemic problem to all of our municipalities, Ekurhuleni being the first one that we have started with.
Mzi Khumalo, I appreciate your time and generosity in terms of the latitude of what we have had to deal with here in terms of topics of discussion. Thank you very much for your time. Mzi Khumalo speaking for the African National Congress. Still to come, communities across the OR Tambo region in Eastern Cape, they're picking up the pieces after a storm has left a trail of destruction. We'll get an update from the executive mayor there, Mesuli Ngondwana. Stay with us.